Well, would you look who it is. Thanks for coming back to Most Amazing Top 10, guys. Now, you and I are just two humans out of the billions of us on this planet right now, and humans have been doing not too bad for ourselves overall, it seems, but we also like to think we're the least likely on the planet to go extinct, but we're definitely not. Now, if the world ever does end for humans, these tough creatures that we're going to be talking about in this video will most likely survive after us. Maybe one day they'll be digging us up like our fossils, like we dig up dinosaurs, and they'll have, you know, like a movie called Human Park. Right, enough of that. No speculating, we've got a video to do. This is the top 10 creatures that will outlive humanity. First up at number 10, we've got cockroaches. Now, some of you guys might hate the very mention of this infamous creepy crawly, and I don't blame you. Personally, is it the way they look? Is it the way they move? Or is it just the name cockroach? Cockroach. Yeah. Well, disgusting as they may be, they'll probably be the last ones laughing. They've been around for about 320 million years, they breed insanely quickly, they can live almost anywhere on Earth, they can withstand up to 15 times the amount of radiation that humans can, and they can survive decapitation until they starve. Okay, I'm not really sure how that will help the species survive, but hey, if you ask me to bet on a species to survive, I'm gonna go with the freaks that don't need their heads. Humans, come back and talk to me when you can do that. Alright, coming in at number 9 now, we have the honey badger. Now hear me out, I like to call these things anti-pandas. They're both black and white, but while pandas could go extinct due to limited diet and a sluggish lack of interest for being alive, honey badgers are just absolute warriors, to be honest. They are scared of literally nothing. Here's a clip of a honey badger taking on 6 lions at once.
The fight itself was definitely life and death situation for the honey badgers. It was very serious. It was quite a traumatic experience, especially if you haven't seen things like that before. So my guests were obviously very worried for the honey badgers. They saw the small size of the badgers and thought that they didn't really have a chance. Yeah,
they've been seen chasing lions away from their own food too. Uh-oh, here comes a snake. Will the honey badger run? No, it will probably just eat it. They've been known to eat cobras. They eat everything, and I mean everything. They digest the whole body, bones and feathers and all. And if that wasn't enough, they're also incredibly intelligent. They are notoriously difficult to keep in captivity because they always figure out some clever way to escape. They are so smart. I think when Earth is dying and death comes to get the last humans alive, the honey badger will probably just attack death, eat death up, and then escape Earth. Okay, moving on to number 8 now. We have ants. Now, anyone who knows me knows I love ants. I don't want them in my house or anything. I don't have a pet ant. I just think they're fascinating creatures. Scientists think there could be up to a quadrillion ants in the world. I don't think I've ever said that number. That's it's a lot. Ants first appeared on Earth about 120 million years ago. The first humans appeared between 1 and 2 million years ago. They've been around a lot longer than us. They've survived every mass extinction event since then, and nothing has wiped them out. There are now an estimated 14,000 ant species on Earth. Like us, they've spread to every corner of the planet, and they even thrive in some of the harshest environments. They're now found pretty much everywhere except Antarctica. Doesn't matter how many ant traps you guys put out, you can't kill all the ants. They've been around long before us, they probably don't even notice us now, and they're probably going to be tough enough to survive whatever kills us weak humans off. Ants are better than uncles. Alright, next up at number 7, we have the 8-legged octopus. Now, for a start, I just want to say they've got 8 legs and we've only got 2, so they're already kind of winning. We're pretty pathetic. But for real though, the more we study octopi, the more fascinating they become. Like honey badgers, they are known to be very intelligent enough to escape captivity when given the chance. There's even stories of them going hunting in other tanks when the humans aren't watching them. Check this octopus out. They've figured out how a twist top works on a jar. That's something I still struggle with, like, what the hell? They can solve puzzles, they appear to have both long and short memory, and look at this octopus that was observed dragging a coconut shell around to use as shelter. We used to think there was only humans that could use tools, but now we've seen this, it seems octopi might actually be smart and slippery enough to outlive us all. And did I mention they have 8 legs? Yeah, I think I might mention that. 8 legs. Okay, moving on now. Humans might end up ruining the planet for human survival, but for other species, like our number 6, they simply can't wait. It's the giant rat. Despite humans' attempts to exterminate rats over the years, they have thrived in our cities, hidden away in the cracks and dark alleys. But scientists from the University of Leicester have said that if humans were to disappear, rats would pretty much have nothing to stop them from spreading everywhere, and with all that room, all of a sudden, they would most likely grow in size. They think that within 3 to 10 million years, giant rats with their taste for like literally any food and their ability to breed at lightning speed will outgrow and outcompete all competition until they are number 1. But don't worry guys, that is potentially a long way off. For now, they're just crawling under your bed, waiting and waiting and waiting. Sleep tight guys. Alright, halfway now at number 5 we have radioactive pigs. Okay, well technically they're radioactive wild boars, but that doesn't sound as cool, but hear me out. After the 2011 nuclear meltdown in Fukushima, Japan, everyone was evacuated from the area as the radiation was too dangerous for humans to live in. But after they left, the local population of wild boars began to thrive. They didn't seem to care about the radiation and have now eaten enough radioactive vegetation and small animals to become radioactive themselves. That's right, there are now an estimated 13,000 radioactive boars in that area, and they've begun to spread out into the surrounding towns. If people do manage to kill them, they then have a radioactive body on their hands, which is a real pain to get rid of. This population boom has got a lot of people wondering that if humans are left to die and retreat after some sort of nuclear war or disaster, will the wild boars just take right over? That would be pretty embarrassing for humans, outlived by mutant pigs, although it would make a great movie. Next up at number 4 now, we have dolphins. Everyone knows that dolphins are among the smartest species on the planet. They have some of the biggest brains of all of the animal kingdom, and it's not just for show. They've got many features that we recognize in ourselves. They can problem solve, they can copy others, teach and learn and play. If humans do get killed off by disease or war or climate change, then that might be the best news ever for dolphins, who seem to be a lot better off when humans aren't involved. They already seem to show a lot of the traits that have made humans such a successful species, and yet they don't show any of our destructive tendencies. Yet. I'm sure some of you guys might have seen that episode of The Simpsons, you know, Attack of the Dolphins. Yeah, maybe they're gonna outlive us by killing us. Coming in at number 3 now, we have the mummichog fish. That's its real name. This creature is often called the toughest fish on Earth. They can survive in salty water that would kill most other fish and deal with extremes of temperature and cope with very low levels of oxygen. But perhaps what makes them so impressive is how they have evolved to be resistant to toxic chemicals. Mummichog fish have been found in waters with pollution that's lethal to other marine life. Some scientists think that these fish might be evolving to actually do better in polluted water than in clean water, because the pollution kills the bacteria for them and stops them from getting diseases. It sounds absolutely crazy, but it's true. I'll put the source down there. If humanity does end up choking on our own pollution, these fish might end up just like asking for more. And now, moving on to number 2, we have tardigrades. Some of you guys might remember me talking about these things before on this channel, then you'll know why they made this list. They are possibly the toughest creatures ever. These 1mm long micro animals have been found on the tallest mountains and at the bottom of some of the deepest oceans. Scientists have found they can be heated to 150 degrees or frozen to just above absolute zero, and they still bounce back and survive. Scientists were curious to see how far they could push tardigrades, so they did what any of us would do. They stuck some of them on the side of a satellite and they blasted it off into the deadly radiating vacuum of outer space. When they examined them on their return, they found that most of them were fine, and some of them even went on to reproduce soon after. Mental. They've been nicknamed water bears because of how tough they look under the microscope, but the truth is they're probably a lot tougher than actual bears, I think. And finally at number 1 we have bacteria. Yes, they may not be as cool as an octopus or as exciting as a honey badger, I know, but underground bacteria will probably not only outlive humanity, it will outlive all other life on Earth. In about 1 billion years time, the sun's heat will have become so intense that the oceans will start to boil and evaporate as the Earth starts to cook. The species that survive that will then be faced with falling oxygen levels. Soon most life on Earth will suffocate to death. Ugh. Eventually only this super tough bacteria will be alive miles underground. They will be huddled around the last tiny bits of water. Eventually they would die too, but they will definitely be all other life on Earth, including humans and especially me. I get thirsty like every hour. I'm actually thirsty as I say this right now. I'm rubbish. But hey, let's not end on a sad note here, because I think we should all just build rockets and go out there and find new planets. How does that sound? Although, when we do get there, I honestly wouldn't be surprised to find honey badgers have beat us to it. They're crafty like that. Alright folks, I've had fun. I hope you guys have too. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Did I miss any of your favourite tough creatures out? Teach me in the comments below if I did. As ever, thanks so much for watching Most Amazing Top 10. My name's Danny Burke. Take it easy guys, and I'll see all of you very soon.